next one is, I guess you go from honor to handcuffs. This next story is about the Sierra Alston situation. If you're just now hearing about this or just now joining us, if y'all would just do me one quick favor, I want to welcome you to the show. This is Unshakable with April Chapman. And I want to address some cultural chaos right now because I am still scratching my head. Like, I'm trying to understand, like, I just have so many questions. It's so crazy. So the first thing I want to do, I want to take you guys to Prince George County, Maryland. Okay, that's where we need to go. Let me share my screen. We're going to go to Prince George County, Maryland. And this story, I'm calling it the DEI police officer. Because this chick was arrested. And the reason why she's DEI, I'm going to explain that. But we're going to go to the land of progressive policies and DEI dreams. And apparently, rental car rackets. So I want you guys to imagine this. It's March 2024. Y'all know March is Women's History Month. And the police department in this county, they are in full-on Women's History Month celebration mode, right? And so what they do is I know I'm looking over here, but if I look over there, it don't matter. Don't worry about where I'm looking. It's over here for me, but it's over there for y'all. I'm sorry. Anyway, so the police department of the Prince George County in Maryland, they post a picture of their latest recruit. Young lady right here, name is Sierra Alston. She's fresh out of the academy, beaming in her uniform, all decked out in honor and representation. And so here it says, this is another one of the newest sworn female members of our department who chose this career of service to make a change in the community. She says to other women interested in joining, go for it. You come across some wonderful people, keep striving, keep going. Like I said, this was Women's History Month. And I'm trying to understand, like, if this was a male officer, would they have talked about his gender? Probably not. This is why I'm calling this DEI debacle, because they posted this in Women's History Month and they make reference to she's one of the newest sworn female members of the department. So they're celebrating this. Look how diverse we are. Like, let's virtue signal. And this is her clarion call to other women who are interested in joining. Go for it. Whoop-de-whoop. Now, I understand that police departments are bleeding at the seams for people to step up and serve. I get it. Well, a lot of that has to do with the rhetoric that the progressive left has been fomenting for the past couple of years with the defund the police thing and, pigs in a blanket, fry them like bacon. Like, that doesn't, like, encourage me to want to be a police officer when you're disparaging police work and law and order in general. But this was March of 2024. And now we're going to fast forward in a little bit, because this woman, she went from saluted to suspect. Okay? So y'all take a look. Y'all take a look at this clip. Why is it doing that? Y'all, we got to fix that. Let me fix that before I move forward, because I can't do that. Hold on a second. Why are you clapping? You're supposed to be clapping, but you're not supposed to be clapping. Why is it doing that? I'm going to press this one more time. All right. Y'all be patient. I got to figure out why it's doing that. I don't know why it's doing it, to be honest with you. I'm going to replace this button because I needed to do what I needed to do. So, where's the multimedia button? Oh, here we go. All right. There we go. Let's see if that took care of the problem. All right, are y'all ready? The thing is disobedient. It's fine. Let's just move on.
7 News is learning more about a Prince George's County rookie officer arrested in Virginia and one of the key crimes that departments across the region have been cracking down on.
Stolen vehicles. She's facing 3 counts of unauthorized use. Maryland Bureau Chief Brad Bell is live with the trail of evidence that investigators say this officer actually left behind. Brad.
Yeah, so we broke the story of the arrest yesterday. Today, we got the court documents that lay out the case. And this involves rental cars that were not rented. There were no contracts. There was no authorization. They were just discovered to be missing from a rental car lot. And then, according to these allegations, connected to this police officer. Last March, the Prince George's County Police Department posted this photo on social media celebrating newly sworn-in police officer Sierra Alston's graduation from the police academy. It was part of honoring Women's History Month. Well, yesterday, the department revealed Alston was arrested last week and is facing felony charges for unauthorized use of 3 rental cars stolen from Reagan National Airport. 7 News obtaining the criminal complaint filed in Arlington, Virginia. It's now alleged that just after that graduation picture was posted, the 6th rental car company recovered 3 2024 BMWs taken from their lot between February and April. An airport authority police officer claiming that in one car they found a female PGPD jacket. In another, Alston's Instagram account was linked to the entertainment system, and that Alston was recorded driving the 3rd car during an interaction with a D.C. police officer. They also allege Alston's cell phone pinged near the airport on 3 occasions during the period when the cars were taken. The last time, just 5 days after her police graduation. We have asked the police department a series of questions about Alston's background check, if she is still in a new hire probationary period, if she'll now be fired, and was she suspended when PGPD learned of the stolen cars back in July. Yeah, and just a short time ago, we learned that the police department here is not yet ready to answer our questions. We're going to keep posing them and stay on them until we find out exactly how this case has been handled. This officer, was she on the street the entire time, even after police learned that she was a suspect in the theft of these cars? The Prince George's County Police Headquarters, Brad Bell, 7 News.
Bizarre story. Thank you, Brad. And this isn't the first incident of concern for the department. Last week, we reported on a video posted on a local social media comedian's account that showed an officer participating in an apparent sketch with a department vehicle and holding a firearm in a mock arrest. The actions are under review. And in a statement to 7 News, we're told that the officer remains on full duty while Internal Affairs investigates.
Y'all, like, you can't make this stuff up. All right, so I wanted to show you guys, that's the news clip of, y'all, so y'all saw the Facebook post. They're celebrating her. And this is the same rookie officer that the department publicly celebrated and paraded around as part of their diversity celebration. Now this chick is tied to the theft of multiple high-end BMWs from a rental car lot at Reagan National Airport. This happened like just a few weeks after she is sworn in. Not 1, not 2, 30. 30. So let's just be real for a minute, okay? 30 cars that go missing from one rental car location, that's not an accident. That's like a whole operation, right? Like you got your whole little side business and side hustle going on. I don't even understand how that happened and no one knew or saw anything. But let's focus on Sierra here for a moment. Let's just focus on that. Weird, but the investigators tracked down one of the stolen BMWs, and it was parked outside her house in Southeast DC. And y'all, what was inside? Her police issued jacket, her documents, her Bluetooth was connected to the in-car system. Not only that, the GPS showed that her phone pinged near the airport multiple times when the thefts occurred. Now, I'm like, I'm no kids, and I don't want to call her a kid because she's an adult, but it's something going on with this new generation, this new school of people. Y'all, I mean, Gen X, we was a little bit more methodical and just a little bit, this is just stupid at this point. I'm like, how did you want to get caught or you were just, I don't know. But the thing is, when they questioned her, oh yeah, she had stories. She had stories and she had an explanation. Her thing was, oh, well, I took an Uber and lost my jacket. Or that's not even my house. Like it's like pinging at y'all. That's not my house. I'm sitting here like, ma'am, the car was parked in front of your house with your jacket inside and your phone is paired to the car system. But wait, there's more. No, there's more. There's police body cam footage that shows her driving one of the stolen cars. I'm like, driving Miss Daisy, you took that to a whole nother level. You just riding, right? She even used one to drive her boo thing to the hospital after he was stabbed. I'm like, what in the hood rat Baltimore Chronicles is this? What is this? Not you taking like the thought, like, bro, we can't be in the car. You bleed now. I can't take. It don't even matter. This is all kinds of crazy. But she took the getaway car to the ER. So at this point, I know y'all probably thinking, okay, April, this should be a slam dunk case. We've got all this evidence. She's got to be locked up, right? She behind bars by now, right? A thinking person would think that. You would think that. I thought that. But instead, nope, that's not what had happened. Y'all, the charges were dropped. Just dropped. You heard me correctly. The charges were dropped despite all of the evidence, the GPS, the footage, the police uniform that clearly belonged to her, the documents, the car parked at her house. Y'all, they dismissed the case. Somebody explain this to me. And not only did they dismiss the case, no real explanation has been given. The police department ain't got nothing to say. No trial, just poof. It's just gone. I'm like, where they do that at? Now, y'all know I know how to speak appropriate English, but this situation calls for, it recalls for the ignorance. Where they do that at? Now, let me say this clearly. Legally, Sierra Alston, yes, we're all innocent until proven guilty. And right now, technically, she's not guilty of anything because the court never got the chance. But I want to have a cultural discussion, morally, observationally. This story is a mirror to a larger problem. And so, because I have a biblical worldview, I'm like, all right, Romans 13 tells us that, okay, what's the purpose of law enforcement? They're supposed to be ministers of God, not like in a spiritual sense, but Their role, they're instituted by God to punish evil and to reward good. That is the badge that police officers carry. It does carry some divine weight. That's scripture. So what does it say about where our society is when we can slap that badge on someone who turns around and acts like a criminal and then we don't do anything about it? Like, let's not ignore the obvious. This whole thing, y'all, this whole thing was framed in the context of diversity, equity, and inclusion. It was. Why? The department was more concerned. They wanted to check demographic boxes instead of checking this chick's background. People who ain't never did nothing to nobody don't just wake up one day and not even on the job 3 weeks, start a whole operation like this. They just don't. If they do, I'll retract, but this can't be this chick's first run-in. And so now, right, the police department's embarrassed, and they should. They should be embarrassed, be walking around with a whole bunch of pie in their face. And the reason why, here's the biblical truth in all of this, is when society stops evaluating people based on character, but instead it starts promoting people based on these categories and these constructs. You don't think chaos is the natural consequence? This is why I hate DEI. This is not just about Sierra. This is about a system that is uplifting appearances over integrity. In terms of qualification, in terms of her background and suitableness for this job, was any of that considered? Or she applied, she's Black and she's a female. That's 2 intersectionality boxes. Let's go on ahead and just make her a police officer. We're living under a system that celebrates symbolism over substance. And this is essentially a system that calls evil good and good evil. Are we confused that lawlessness abounds? Why would we be confused? Now, to be fair, there could be more to the story. Absolutely, we are going to leave room for that. Maybe they didn't pursue it because she's cooperating in a bigger case. I don't know. Maybe the car company dropped the ball. Even still, why is the police officer doing this? Or maybe the DA didn't want the PR headache, because this is pretty embarrassing. It just makes them look really incompetent and stupid. But whatever the reason is, we, the public, deserve the truth. We want to know what the heck happened here. What the heck happened here? And so, us, my audience, the people of God, the church, this is what I call out: the unfruitful works of darkness, and I expose it because there are unfruitful works that are happening in the culture. And I use stories like this because this isn't just a run-of-the-mill story about car theft. This is about DEI gone wild. This is about a justice system that is on life support because there is no room for real justice, but rather we're rewarding the lawless, or we're not enacting appropriate punishment to those who are lawless. And it's causing us to become a nation in moral freefall. That's where we are. And so I thought it was funny for us to watch this, because these types of stories where, you got a person, they do stupid stuff, but it's like she was just doing one stupid thing after the other and then trying to deny, like, that's not me, that's not my house, those ain't my documents, that's not my uniform. That's crazy. Like, lady, you're caught. But if you guys are more outraged at me for pointing this out than you are at the cop for possibly stealing BMWs, like she's auditioning for the Fast and the Furious PG County edition, you might be part of the problem. I'm not gonna provide cover, or there's like a segment of individuals on YouTube who are like, why are you always talking about Black people? Because they my people, and we always out here doing stupid stuff. And yes, It is one, so we can teach others, don't be like this. Don't do that. And we deserve to know what's going on. And what better way to utilize what the scriptures teach as it relates to how we should be viewing these things rightly than to talk about what's going on in the world and then point to a biblical admonition so that we can learn from it. That's why I cover this stuff. And then too, it's funny. It's funny and it's entertaining. Okay. If you wanted one of them super serious kind of YouTube channels, this may not be the place for you. You know, but if you still believe, you guys, that righteousness exalts a nation and that integrity matters more than identity, then yes, you're in the right place. This is the channel for you. But I'm curious to know what you guys think. Like, do y'all think, or do you believe, I should say, that the DA could have gotten a conviction based on the evidence? I mean, it was just not enough, right? It wasn't enough evidence. Or do you think something else is going on here? We're not being told the whole story. This seems like a real serious dereliction of duty. It's got to be something else. I don't know, but whatever you think, I do want you guys to leave your thoughts into the comment section below.